All right, unfortunately, the title of this video is true. This is my last Nintendo Switch video I'm ever gonna make, because next week the Switch 2 comes out and we're gonna be talking all about that. We have been for a while, but this is the end. This is the very end of the Nintendo Switch era. By next Thursday, we're gonna be playing the Switch 2. So I wanted to go back. I've got a lot of my favorite things here. I just kind of want to reminisce and go back, you know, over the last 8 years and tell you guys some of my favorite games, accessories, systems that we've seen from Nintendo, and kind of just give it a proper send-off, I guess. All right, so most of the stuff in this video, I'm going to have full videos on that I will make a playlist of and link at the end if you want to watch them. But we're going to be going over my favorite controller, bags, cases, grips, big Joy-Cons, all that stuff. So let's dive right in. We'll start with that. We'll start with the best big Joy-Cons of the Switch era. They've got to be the MobiPad M6 HDs. I have tested just about every other pair of big Joy-Cons, and they just don't really compare to these. There was one that was close, and I cannot remember the name of them right now, but they weren't quite as comfortable. They did have the clicky buttons like these have, which I do love. That's what I love about them the most. They're comfortable. You can take the face plates off, change them out. They come in different colors. These are great Joy-Cons. They sit tight on the Switch. I really enjoyed these Joy-Cons. I hope MobiPad makes something really awesome just like this for the Switch 2. Even better, maybe. You know, with the magnetic connections, I feel like they could take this even a step further and make them sit even tighter on the Switch, because that's one thing with the Joy-Cons that I really had a problem with, is the fact that they had that flex. These got rid of that. They're way more comfortable. I have a full video on them. Obviously, you can check that out at the end of this. All right, since we're on controllers, I guess I will tell you my favorite controller of the Switch era. It is the 8BitDo Ultimate Controller. This is the one, besides the regular Pro Controller. We can't count the regular Pro Controller. We all know it's good. Some people don't love it. I love that one. But other than the Pro Controller, this was it. It comes with a charging base. It's got a little dongle in the bottom that you can put, you know, on a PC if you want to use it that way. It charges off the dock here. It's a really nice controller. 8BitDo makes great stuff. It connects to their app. There's actually an Ultimate 2 on the way here right now, but obviously we're going to be covering that kind of as a Switch 2 controller because it does work on the Switch 2, but this one was great. It came in a bunch of different colors. This is the one I've had in my bedroom connected to the dock up there since I got it. So years and years I've been using this. Hall effect sticks, everything about it's super comfortable. Some people say it's a little too straight when it comes to like this. I don't really mind it all that much, but yeah, of all the controllers that I have here, and it's a ton, this is definitely the one I've used the most. All right, so slim cases. There were a ton of different slim cases out for the Switch. TomTalk made a bunch, and I have to say they are one of my favorites. I have the Zelda edition one that they put out here. I really love this, especially when I was using my my Zelda OLED that came out. Really love this. TomTalk makes great cases. I have been using TomTalk cases since really the beginning. They started sending me stuff for reviews long ago. I had a couple Switch Lite variants that were really good as well. Yellow one that I'm still using to this day. They're great. They're really high quality. I've got a bunch of videos on those too. But there's another one that I ended up using a lot more later in the Switch's life, and it's this one from Skull & Co. This is their EDC case. It's basically what TomTalk had. A little bit bigger because it does fit Neo Grip with the smaller grips. It fits it in there comfortably. Now you can do it in the TomTalk as well, and I did, but it fits in here a little more comfortably. And I also happen to have the new version of that case for the Switch 2 right here in denim. We're going to be doing a video on that very soon. It's probably going to be one of the first things I do when I get the Switch 2 next week. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you get subscribed to see all that. I have a pile of stuff back here that we're going to be looking at. I cannot wait till the Switch 2 gets here so we can actually start digging into this pile. But we got a lot of stuff to go over with that. But yeah, the Skull & Co. EDC case, very good. TomTalk, really love that one too. As far as bigger cases to hold everything, I've went through a bunch. Again, TomTalk, I had a bunch of their cases, a bunch of their backpack styles, sling bags. They're all really good. But probably the last bigger one for the Switch that I got was this from Genki. I believe it's called the Katana. I think that's what it's called. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I did a video on this, but it was basically my Switch Lite what's in my bag video. This thing is great. It is very, very nice on the inside. It's got a place for the Switch back here. You can see it's still actually loaded up with just about everything I take with me all the time. I've got 2 little controllers in there, a battery pack, charger, cables. I've got a dock in here. I've got everything I need to do whatever I need to do. And this bag just looks cool. It comes in black too. They sent me this green one, which I really, really like. This is probably going to be the bag I end up using for my Switch 2 as well. I do have a few more of those over here, so we'll see. But right now, this one is definitely, number 1 for me and has been since I got it. All right, so we're gonna do a little 2 birds with 1 stone thing here. I'm gonna tell you about my favorite Switch Special Edition, and then I'm gonna tell you about my favorite grip because they happen to be together right now. It is, of course, the Zelda OLED. This thing is great. We saw some really good special editions with the Switch. The Splatoon one was really awesome. Animal Crossing was definitely a favorite of a lot of people. I like that one a lot too. The Mario Red. I mean, the list goes on, but this one was special for me. The Zelda one is what I really, really liked. You know, I'm a Zelda fan. And then, of course, my favorite grip and the one I used basically up until they started making good big Joy-Cons is the Neo grip from Skull & Co. Now, I have the Tears of the Kingdom version on here, but it came in lots of different colors. We've got a GameCube purple one. We've got an Animal Crossing edition one. They had black, they had white. They have them for the Switch 2 as well. I have one over there. Right now, you can get that in blue and red or just black. I have the all black one here. Obviously gonna be doing a video on that. I have high hopes for that. It looks pretty good. There's a few things added to it. It looks great, but you know, I'm hoping that that's gonna be just as good as this one because I use this a ton. Every single time I got a new pair of Joy-Cons, I made sure I had the Neo grip to match it. I really just love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I know a lot of people are really into the Satisfye grip, which the Satisfye is a very good grip. I just don't really need the one angled out. I just don't really need it. And I just like the way this one looks a whole lot better. But yeah, special edition for me, the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. The Neo grip is definitely my grip of choice. Okay, now let's get into the games. Now, I'm gonna give you 2 of probably my favorite games on the Switch. One of them is actually going to be kind of 2 games, but I had to pick one. I'll give you that one first. Obviously, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You know, they are very similar, but you kind of have to pick one. And Tears of the Kingdom was absolutely amazing. When it came out, you know, the story was great. Everything about it, I absolutely loved. They took everything Breath of the Wild did and made it better, but I still think Breath of the Wild is my favorite game on the Switch. After taking some time, you know, I step back, playing both of them again, I feel like Breath of the Wild did more for me when I first played it than Tears of the Kingdom did. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is great, and it's probably the better game, but I think I like Breath of the Wild more just because it had that wow factor. You know what I mean? When you got into the game, you started playing for the first time and exploring the world and all that stuff. It was a really good feeling that Tears of the Kingdom didn't quite have because you were so used to the world already. You know, you already knew what was happening. Yes, there were a lot of new things, but it just didn't have quite the charm that Breath of the Wild did, and I can't wait to play both of those games in 4K on the Switch 2. I'm so excited about that. But the other one might not be one you would guess from me, but, you know, thinking back over the years, all the games that I played, some of the games that I streamed specifically, one of them I had a whole lot of fun with because it was kind of an experience for all of us. You know, we were all kind of in it together, and most of that was because I was terrible at the game and I had to really learn step by step how to beat some of these bosses, especially the final one. But I'm talking about Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread was my first Metroid game that I actually played all the way through. A lot of those types of games, you know, the Metroidvania stuff. For me, I kind of just, you know, if I got stuck and wasn't really into it, I usually just gave up, and then maybe I'd come back to it later, play a little bit, but I didn't finish many of those types of games. This one, I was lost for 2 days, and I just didn't care. It looked so good. I really hope that one gets a Switch 2 edition because it deserves it. G and I were talking about that on the podcast. He has not played the game all the way through. He's hoping for the same thing. I hope it does get a little bit of an update so it runs just a little better. It didn't run terrible. It ran pretty good. Seeing that in 4K would be amazing. That game was an experience though. Well made game, looked great. The story in it was really good. The bosses were awesome. And like I said, the experience of just playing it with everyone together, that was That was a lot of fun for me. So Breath of the Wild and Metroid Dread have to be my games. And the final thing I want to talk about is my favorite Switch system that came out. And it's not an OLED. Well, it is an OLED now, but it's not a full-size Switch. It's this one. It's the Lite. It's any Lite. I think the Switch Lite is the superior form factor when it comes to the Nintendo Switch. I hope they make a Lite too. But this one in particular, the Gold Zelda, the Hyrule Edition, I love this thing so much. And I actually did a mod on this where I put an OLED screen. So this one has an OLED screen. Not only that, I also put Hall effect sticks in it. So this is like the ultimate Switch Lite. The company that put out the OLED panel also is making a kit so you can have this thing dockable. I really want to get that for it too. I haven't yet. Jeeb's trying to get me to sell this to him. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I'm still thinking about it. I know I'm not going to play it when the Switch 2 comes out, but we'll see. But that's all my favorite stuff from the Switch era. I am so excited for the Switch 2 era to start next week. I'm going to have an unboxing video of the entire thing that night. As soon as I go get it at midnight, make sure you check that out. But guys, thank you sincerely so much for watching this video and every other video that you've watched through the entire Switch era. I'm very excited to start the Switch 2 era with you. Please leave a like on this video. Make sure you are subscribed. See you in the next one.